Well, we have a new bottle to review, and it's a hot one from my hometown of Brooklyn, New York. None other than Kings County Distillery, Barrel Strength, Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Batch 19, 137.6 proof. So this is now officially the highest proof bottle on my shelf. It just barely surpasses this Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye at 137.4 proof. And I've had this before, but only a sample of it. I had a sample from my friend Angry Mac, and I thought it was fantastic. I don't remember what batch it was. And about 2 years ago, I visited the distillery on my way back from a business meeting, and I took my kind of like a self-guided tour myself, and I got the blended whiskey, which was like, I think 90 proof or in the 80s or something like that. I thought it was okay, but this was the one I should have picked up. Have not seen it since. Of course, I could always visit the distillery. It's about an hour from where I live, but I just haven't gotten around to doing that. This one was sitting on a shelf, just this one bottle, at a store nearby, and this is not something I see in any stores. Have not seen it in any other stores. Some stores will have some stuff from this company, from Kings County, but not a lot. In this particular case, this store had one of this, one of like their coffee whiskey, and one of a rye, and that was pretty much it. So I saw this. I absolutely grabbed this because this is something you just don't see. Here's the deal with this. Again, batch 19, 137.6 proof. From what I understand, I think this is the highest proof batch that there has been. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this is, Kings County Distillery is New York City's oldest whiskey distillery. I believe this one says it is aged 5 years or more. I think some of them in previous years were aged less, but this is 5 years or more. Now, Kings County Distillery does something very interesting. It's a 2-grain mash bill, not 3. It is 80% corn and 20% malted barley. There is no secondary grain of wheat or rye. And their grains are non-GMO. And what this is the corn is sourced it is local New York State corn, and the barley is from the UK. I think England, and I think their peated whiskeys are from Scotland. Very interesting. And they also use a very interesting, unique process. They use Scottish copper pot stills and open fermentation to produce their whiskey, which is not common among craft distilleries, of which Kings County Distillery is. It is also aged in small barrels. I remember that when I took the tour. They are small barrels, and they are, the barrel entry proofs are relatively low, between 110 and 116 proof. Amazing that this thing ends up coming out 137.6 proof. And last but not least, this is non-chill filtered. And one more thing. This is a very, very plain bottle. I happen to like it, but it's very plain and simple. And for what I remember when I was there and reading about it, this isn't where they put their expenses. They put their time and their money and their investment into what's inside this bottle, not how the bottle appears. You know, there are ones that have flashy bottles, and sometimes there's not anything great that's inside. I happen to agree with this philosophy, although I do like this bottle. Enough talk. Let's crack this open and see what's inside. Let's get that cork pop. Nice. This is a real solid cork. We got this all poured up, and as we often do with better pours and special pours, we got our Diambus glass here. Beautiful glass. Love this. And look how great that color looks. I mean, look at that. Look how dark that looks. Really gives you a good perspective of just how dark this is. Amazing. And I love that cork. This was a solid cork. Just one more thing, to have this all their bottles have like this little mini booklet. It kind of tells you about the whiskey, the process, what goes into it, some of the facts that I just read to you. Very, very interesting and transparent. Love it. I love whiskeys that tell you about their product, whether it be in a label like this or on the bottle itself. So let's get into it right now. Let's give this a nose. Wow, that is a rich, full nose. That you know that this pour's got some octane to it. Really deep flavor, like almost like burnt caramel. This is gonna be something. So let's buckle up. Cheers. Wow. That is good. That is good. I feel every bit of that 137.6 proof. Can't say that this doesn't drink its proof. I mean, it drinks its proof. You know that this is a high proof whiskey. It has. There is a familiar taste that I get from when I had the blend. There's a certain. It's a very hard to describe. There is a certain profile that Kings County Distillery has that is unique to them. But the difference is that the blended was just okay. This is special, and I got the same thing on the sample that I had tasted a couple of years ago or a year ago, whatever it was. Wow. I just realized we're dealing with 2 grains. So this is a straight bourbon whiskey. I guess if now bourbon meaning it would be in a new charred oak barrel. The only difference, I guess, with this 80% corn, if it was a used barrel, it could have just well have been a corn whiskey, because of the fact that 80% I think would make that cutoff. So 80% corn in this. But on the flip side, the other part that's unique, aside from the 2 grains, is you don't see too many bourbons with 20% malted barley. So that part of it is kind of like from almost like from their whiskeys, I think, in terms of the way they make them, and also that a little bit of a European style in there, which is very more unique to, obviously something like a Scotch, which is 100%. 20% is very high. Let's give this another taste. I am getting char, deep burnt caramel. Just everything is very a deep, rich flavor. Very unique on this second half of the mouthfeel and finish to what I've tasted before in Kings County. You'd have to try this to get what I'm saying. It's very hard to describe. It's very unique to them, and this is a very unique mash bill. It's a very unique process, and this is a very unique taste. This is 100 times better than the blended whiskey that I had, which basically was a mixture of bourbon, a mixture of rye, corn whiskey, stuff like that. And the good thing with that is it's all transparent, just like this is. But this is just way better. Wow, this is really something. So let's do one more of this. Of course, we're going to finish this up. All right. Well, this is fantastic. It's what I remember in the sample I tried, and all the hype I hear about this is well deserved. Just so proud that this is in Brooklyn, New York. This place was this actual distillery. I certainly don't recall when I was growing up there, but I think they got it started again sometime. I'm not sure. I think it was like in the early 2010s or something like that, around that time. But bottom line is that if you happen to be in New York City, I've told people go visit this place. They have it says on the booklet here, they have tours some specific days. Make an appointment. They also have a tasting room, and it's just this is really special. So Kings County Distillery Barrel Strength Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Batch 19, 137.6 proof. If you see this, and it may not be easy to find, but if you do see this or can get this, I would definitely grab this. Cheers.